John Berry, Kenilworth. The agendas weren't on with 6:45, I checked there, but it's a double meeting, so it's understandable. I mean, you can understand somebody coming to these things first being a little nonplussed, but I only had one question. It's a little complicated, but the answer actually the answer might be multiple choice. And it's only A and B. You could answer C if you want. But we were doing these, wait for it. We were doing these budget comparisons and went to a whole lot of trouble, but it's worth it in the end. I was comparing salaries from the employee lists to salaries in the budget. And they both totaled 171 million, roughly that. But when looking at them a little deeper, it was as of February 2010, the employee lists, and we split them out, each department and all that. And there were a bunch of departments, county clerk, taxation, freeholders, school superintendent, surrogate, extension services, exactly to the dollar, the different. There were some that were close, county council, administrative services, election board, prosecutor, pretty close between the budget and there. These didn't have overtime. Now there was another category which had a lot of overtime, corrections, runnels, and the sheriff. Their numbers totaled, when you consider the overtime, compared that to the base pay from the employee list. But then there were six other departments that really were way off from the employee lists. That is, they were a lot lower on the budget, and it was confusing me for a while. The county clerk of the board, the county manager, engineering, big time, human services, 4.5 million difference, finance even, about 30% difference, and parks, about 1.2 million. Now that's how it kind of balanced off between the two. But the difference is why the employee lists, which I assume are accurate, and that's base pay, why they would be off from what you're reporting on the budget. That was pretty much my question. Now, the A and B, I see two possibilities for this. A, in these 6 departments, you're going to lay off about 30% of the people this year. That's probably not what you're going to do. I mean, A, I don't really think so. Even though when I look at the Social Security OASI number, that's 11.7 million. Now divide that by 7.65%. You still with me? No. And then you get like 160 million.
I'm trying.
All right,
I'm assuming there's a question here.
Yeah. So A, you're either going to lay off a lot of people because it doesn't match the budget what you have who are currently working there.
Well, that's not true.
Well, wait for it. I mean, A might be better than B when you hear it. Or B.
I don't want to jump ahead.
Yeah. Or B, which is you're providing fraudulent numbers on the budget to keep under the cap. Now,
Go on.
that's about all I could come up with. And so, basically, which is it? If you want, I can leave this with you. It's something I sent to the Division of Local Government Services. It explains it in a little more detail.
Give it to the clerk.
It's my only copy, though.
It's digital.
You offer a copy.
All right.
We'll get you a copy.
All right. You don't have to answer right away. So. It's just something I was curious about.
Either A or B.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. Oh, I've done enough now. No, I'm done. Thank you.
Tina Radecraft. Is this working? I wasn't prepared to speak on this tonight, but John Berry inspired me. I'll use the word inspired. We did a report on the personnel. We went through every single department and we studied it and we made recommendations. And the one thing I would like to point out, I haven't spoken about this here before, but it was very disturbing to find employees that actually worked in one area on a different payroll. For instance, I'll just use Runnels Hospital, for instance, because the bottom line at Runnels always seems to be an issue. Your numbers are most certainly fudged when you have Runnels Hospital employees showing up on, and I forget what department it was, just for instance, the clerk of the board's payroll. So that's very extremely disturbing.
One of the speakers who gave me the two choices of the answers, I would have to say both of those are wrong. For a young fellow who went to Roosevelt Catholic, I don't know how his math works, but there are no layoffs and there are nothing illegal, so I don't know if your question is C, D, but your choices A and B are pretty wacky.